This wonderful shade of not quite blue, not quite purple, somewhere in between. It looks somehow unnatural. Good morning from Brussels, where it's stupidly early o'clock in the morning. I'm going in search of Belgium's secret bluebell forest. Come and join me. Believe it or not, I'm using the same ticket I used on the coast tram a few weeks ago with Alina. I'm just changing buses in Alsenberg. How exciting! I missed my stop by one. I was dozing off on the bus. So if you're thinking of doing this journey by bus yourself, don't do what I do and get off at the wrong stop. Make sure you get off at Hallerbos Straat. You can see behind me there's space for a lot of cars, but there's not so many cars here this morning. And that's exactly why I've come here today, so early in the morning. Apparently at the weekend there were thousands and thousands of people here. So I thought I would come and check it out in the morning when there's not so many people around, just because I would like to experience this forest for the first time with relatively few people around. 3 degrees Celsius. So if you do decide to come early in the morning, do wrap up warm. If I'm correct, then these little purple coloured posts should direct us to where we're going this morning, the Bluebell carpeted forest. So it's a fairly easy cycle ride from Brussels, but I'm not allowed to cycle at the moment because of my operation last week. Well, I've got to say I'm a bit disappointed so far. I've seen pictures before of these of the ground here covered in bluebells. It could well be because we're on course to have the coldest April for many years here in Belgium that this has affected the flowering. The Hallerbos is most famous for every spring for 2 or 3 weeks. These carpets of bluebells. You can see a few, but I hope I've not missed them. Okay, this is getting more like it. Hopefully you can see the beautiful bluebells. Okay, even if it's not exactly as I've seen in the pictures, it's still a beautiful sight this morning. You see the early morning light just subtly changing some of the shades of blue and green under the trees. And I love the way, even in this shallow forest, in this forest where you can see the trees, they're still growing their leaves. The light only just manages to reach the floor of the forest, giving the ground just about enough light every day, each patch of ground. Enough light to grow these beautiful flowers. I was thinking earlier how I would say this wasn't worth getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning for. But actually, yeah, it was, definitely. And I've got, as you can see, the forest basically to myself. A far cry from the thousands who I heard were here at the weekend. So if you are thinking of coming here, why not do it early in the morning like I have done? Okay, I'm a little bit tired, but it's well worth it. Look at this. Incredible. And it seems like the deeper you get into the forest, the denser the bluebells become. You can see here now it truly is a carpet. This wonderful shade of not quite blue, not quite purple, somewhere in between. It looks somehow unnatural. Looks like some little scamps come along with a spray paint and just spray painted the top of the grass. We've got some naughty girls up ahead going over the barrier to take a couple of photos just in amongst the bluebells, and you can't really blame them. Great for Instagram, I'm sure. Bonjour. A nice little bonjour there. The one disappointing thing I would say is that you can hear nearby a motorway. That's the one thing that lets this place down, and that you can't walk amongst the bluebells, but hey, with good reason, I think. Although there's no barrier here, so let's at least have a look at these ones. It's not as dense as the main forest over there behind me. I don't want to walk too far in and squash too many bluebells, so I think we'll leave it at that. You can see here how the early morning sun casts these long rays of light just over the forest floor. It's breathtaking. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this early morning trip to the Hallerbos. I certainly did, it was well worth it. If you're thinking of going, beat the crowds, go early in the morning. My recommendation. I'll see you on the next one.